there, I'm Lisa, the Ukulele Fool. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel, given me a thumbs up, left comments, and thanks so much to all my patrons. If you're just new here, I'm here to help you on your ukulele journey, and I hope that this video provides some useful information for you. We're going to be doing Wildflowers by Tom Petty, and this was a patron request. Thank you so much, Lisa, for this great song. Let me give you a little taste of it. Do you taste music? Anyway, I'm going to do a verse. I'm going to do the interlude. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. You belong with your love on your arm. You belong somewhere you feel free. Little taste, if you can taste music. Here's what you can expect in this video. We're going to go over the chords, and we're going to give special attention to that B flat because that's not one of the chords that you can eliminate. There are 2 chords that you can eliminate. We'll talk about that. Then I'll give you a strumming pattern to go with it, as well as we're going to talk about the optional interlude. You don't have to do the interlude. And I have some really cool strumming things to make it more interesting. And I've got some little fiddly bits to throw in. So again, a little spice, all optional. And I'm a history nerd. So I'm going to throw in a little history nerd, and then we're going to do a play along. Okay, B flat. If you're going to do this song in this key, you got to do B flat. Now, for my patrons, you're going to get another chord chart to go with this that doesn't use B flat. So if you want to still do this song, and I also have a play along, it'll be a separate video that's exclusive for patrons. But if you want to tackle that B flat, which I recommend that you do, this might not be the best first song. I've got some links down below, and if you have cards on yours, I'll pop some up here too. So, pinching. Your index finger has to take care of 2 strings. And then you have to reach over, so you kind of lose your purchase on those as you reach over here. And I think of this as kind of a ladder shape, because you're shortening your string substantially on this B flat. It's not atypical for your ukulele to sound a little bit more muted, so that's okay. But you want to make sure that each one of those strings is ringing through. There are a few tips that I can give you. Roll this finger towards the bony section rather than trying to meet it head on with the fleshy part of your finger. That bony part will give you a little bit more contact with those strings in the fretboard. Then remember, you've got your thumb back here, yeah? And so think of it as an action between both the thumb and the finger. Then you can also use the physics. This arm can lever, put a little pressure so that your fingers aren't just doing the pinching action. You've actually got your neck being pressed into your fingers. It's a subtle difference, but if you just do a little squeeze here, you get a little bit more oomph to making the contact. And you know, sometimes you don't make it all the time, and that's okay, you know, until they're paying you the big money. You can be average. Let's just quickly go over the easier chords. C, which is probably the first chord that you learned with your ring finger, 3rd fret on your A string. F, index finger on your E string, reaching over with your middle finger to the 2nd fret of the A string. And then G7. I think of G7 as an inverted V. So you've got these 2 fingers that are here, and then your index finger is on the E string 1st fret. We also have a D minor. D minor is F with an added finger, And we have a chord progression where you're going from F to D minor to G7 in the interlude. So one thing that's common on all those chords is your index finger. So your index finger is your anchor, and so you have F, add a finger, D minor, pick these fingers up and pivot them over, and you have G7. We're going to be doing a modified island strum for this piece. Why? Because the modified island strum has those first two downbeats, which gives it more of a kind of a rock flavor, which is totally in keeping with Tom Petty's kind of rock folk style. If you are stuck in a rut with the island strum, this is a great way to break out of this. Let's take something you know how to talk. So we're going to take your words and transform that into the modified island strum. Just going down, 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 rest, rest, down, down, rest, rest, like that. Then add a whispered stop. So you're going to go down, down, stop. Why the stop? It's just a cue to keep your hand down there instead of recocking it for another down, because you're going to go up next. So it's just down, down, stop, down, down, stop. Looking at the second half of the strum, your hand starts down from below and you go coconut, coconut, coconut. So putting that in a beat structure, you go 1, 2, 3, coconut, 1, 2, 3, coconut, 1, 2, 3, coconut. So all together, if you were using your words, you'd be going down, down, stop, coconut, down, down, stop, coconut, down, down, stop, coconut, down, down, stop, coconut. So my suggestion is take the chords from this song and just play around with them doing that strum. Like that. Let's talk about the interlude. First of all, if you don't feel like tackling it because it is more advanced, just blow on past it. You're not going to hurt my feelings, or just play the intro in there. That's another suggestion. For all my patrons, you have a chord chart, and thank you so much for your support. I have all kinds of rewards. Patrons can get on, even at the $3 level, you have 2 live sessions with me, which include question and answer and beginner-friendly jams. So come join us on Patreon. I've got a link down below, and I'll put a card up here too. I listened really closely to Tom Petty's version of this and kind of decoded what was going on in the interlude, and then figured out how we could get that flavor, not exact replica, but the flavor on the ukulele for a solo performance or something to share with your jam groups. So we've got some quick chord changes. You have B flat, F, D minor, and G7 that only get 2 beats apiece. In my version of the interlude, I'm putting 2 down strums on each for those. Like that. You could give yourself a little bit more time to get your fingers together and just do a single down strum on that. And it would sound like this. B flat, F, D minor, G, and then down, 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 down. Then the next line, you just keep the same strum. B flat, D minor, C. And I recommend playing that interlude twice. Want some little extra spice? This is a suggestion on the C on the interlude. So you're going C and adding in an F. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. So what am I doing? On the 2 downs, I'm keeping it at a C. Down, down. I'm keeping my ring finger on that 3rd fret of the A string, and then I'm just fingering an F on the up, down, up. So down, down, up, down, up. So play around with that, see if that adds a little fun spice. They're chords, you know, it's just being able to split up that strum. Down, 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 down. Have fun with it. Want to bump the spice level up just a little bit more? Instead of doing the modified island strum, which we've been hearing all along, make it a regular island strum. So it sounds like this. Down, 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 up, down. I'll do it nice and slowly for you. I'm going down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. So you're hearing that sound a little bit sooner, and you're getting a little bit more rhythmic activity. So I think that bumps up the spice level, and you get a little break from that modified island strum. But you know, if you're not ready for this, don't worry about it. I do enjoy music history, and Tom Petty had a very long career. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and he also performed with the Traveling Wilburys, which, just as a reminder, that was George Harrison and Bob Dylan and Roy Orbison, and there was another guy. What's his name? Leave it down below in the comments. I'm not remembering it right now. He also was a solo artist, and surprisingly enough, a lot of the guys that were with the Heartbreakers just followed him in his solo career too. So that tells me that he's probably got great leadership and business skills as well. 80 million records, making him one of the top grossing sellers of all time in music history. But sadly, at 69 years old, he died of an accidental overdose. And kind of reading what family had to say about that, these were all prescription drugs, and he had multiple health problems and was continuing to tour and felt very honor bound to give his fans these live experiences, as well as the cadre of people that are employed by an artist with the kind of star power like Tom Petty has. And so I get it, but he was in a great deal of pain, and in order to combat that, wound up with an accidental overdose. So my takeaway on that is honor your pain, and maybe short-term disappointment can be set off with more longevity. Hindsight's 20/20. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. Sail away, kill off the hours. You
Run away and go find a lover. Run away, let your heart be your guide. You deserve the deepest of cover. You belong in that home by and by. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong somewhere close to me, far away from your trouble and worry. You belong somewhere you feel free. You belong somewhere you feel free.
I hope this has helped you on your ukulele journey. No matter where you are in that journey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Do you like the song? Do you know the Dolly Parton version of Wildflowers? There's another song. Totally different, same name. We'll catch you in the next video.